Today, we are cracking open one of the most practical and powerful books out there, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And look, this isn't just about another set of productivity tips. This is about understanding the fundamental system behind how we act and how we can redesign it from the ground up, one tiny, almost invisible change at a time. Let's dive in.
So let's start with a question we've all asked ourselves, probably around mid-February. Why is it so hard to stick with new habits? You know the feeling, right? You start January 1st with all this energy and motivation, and then, poof, it's gone. What's going on there? Why do our best intentions seem to fizzle out?
Well, it turns out the problem isn't you. It's the approach. We're taught to think that to get big results, we need to take massive, dramatic action. We try to transform our lives overnight. But here's the thing, that all-or-nothing mindset is actually setting us up to fail.
And this is the core idea that changes everything. We're obsessed with goals, the finish line, the outcome. But Clear says we should forget about the goals and focus entirely on our systems. A goal is winning the championship. A system is what your team does at practice every single day. And here's the kicker. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
So why do we quit? It's because we expect progress to be a straight line, but it's not. It's more like melting an ice cube. Imagine the room is 29 degrees. You heat it to 30, nothing. 31, still nothing. You're putting in all this work, but you're not seeing any results. This is what Clear calls the valley of disappointment. But then you hit 32 degrees and bam, a breakthrough. All that stored up effort is finally unleashed. So often, we give up right before the magic happens.
Okay, so if huge, massive changes don't work, what's the alternative? This leads us to the heart of the entire book, and honestly, it's a mind-bending concept. The incredible exponential power of getting just 1% better.
1%. I mean, it sounds like nothing, right? It's so small you wouldn't even notice it on any given day. Doing one push-up, reading one page, meditating for 1 minute. It feels pretty insignificant. But you'd be wrong.
Because of the magic of compounding, if you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you don't end up 365% better. No, you end up nearly 37 times better. It's like compound interest for your life. The gains are slow at first, but over time, they become absolutely explosive. All right, so we get the big idea. Small changes, big results. But how do we actually do it? This is where the book becomes so brilliant. Clear gives us a super simple, step-by-step playbook he calls the 4 laws of behavior change. That's it. These are the 4 levers we can pull to build good habits and, as we'll see, break bad ones. Let's walk through each one. Okay, law number 1. Every habit starts with a cue, a trigger. Most of our current habits are so automatic, we don't even see the cues. So to build a new habit, we have to make the cues so obvious, so visible, that we can't miss it. How do we do this? First, get specific. Don't just say, I'll meditate. Say, I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. That's an implementation intention. Or you can try habit stacking. Link your new habit to one you already do. After I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. And maybe the easiest one of all, just design your environment. Want to run in the morning? Put your running shoes right by the bed. Make the next right action the most obvious one.
Second law, make it attractive. Let's be honest, we're driven by rewards, by that little hit of dopamine. So for a habit to really stick, we have to make our brain want to do it. We have to make it appealing.
A really cool trick here is called temptation bundling. You pair something you want to do with something you need to do. For instance, I only get to watch my favorite Netflix show while I'm on the treadmill. See? You start to crave the treadmill. Another huge one is your social environment. We are wired to fit in. If you want to read more, join a book club. If you want to get fit, surround yourself with fit people. Make your desired behavior the normal behavior.
Now this one might be the most important. We think we need to power through things with motivation and willpower, but Clear argues that the most successful people just make things easier. They reduce the friction. The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it, especially on a day you just don't feel like it.
So remove any and all obstacles. If you want to cook healthy meals, chop your veggies on Sunday. Lay out your gym clothes the night before. But the real game changer here is the 2-minute rule. Scale down any new habit so that it takes less than 2 minutes to do. Read every day becomes read 1 page. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. The goal isn't to get results at first. The goal is to master the art of just showing up. And finally, the 4th law. Our brains are wired for immediate gratification. The problem with good habits, like going to the gym, is that the reward is way off in the future. So for a habit to stick, we have to find a way to feel successful right away.
You need some kind of instant reward. It can be tiny. Maybe you put $1 in a jar for a future vacation every time you skip dessert. Even just tracking your habit, putting the big red X on a calendar, is incredibly satisfying. It gives you visual proof of your progress and makes you want to keep the streak alive. Which leads to the final rule. Never miss twice. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new, bad habit.
So what's so cool about this whole system is that to break a bad habit, you don't need a new set of rules. You just flip these 4 laws on their head.
So instead of obvious, you make it invisible. Hide the cookies. Instead of attractive, you make it unattractive. Think about the negative effects of smoking. Instead of easy, you make it difficult. Delete the social media apps from your phone. And instead of satisfying, you make it unsatisfying. Maybe you have to pay a friend $5 every time you skip a workout. It's that simple.
Okay, we've got the entire framework, but this last idea is where it all comes together. The point of habits isn't just about what you get, it's about who you become. The real goal isn't to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. I mean, just let that sink in. Every single time you choose to do a habit, you are casting a vote for the kind of identity you want to have. Each workout is a vote for, I am a healthy person. Each time you write one sentence, you're casting a vote for, I am a writer. And this creates this amazing feedback loop. You start with these tiny habits, these small votes. They start to build up as evidence for your new identity. And as you start to truly believe, this is who I am, it gets easier and easier to do the things that person would do. It's not a struggle anymore. It's just you.
So at the end of the day, it's not about planning some huge life makeover. It's so much smaller and more powerful than that. It's about the next choice, the next 2 minutes. So the question for you is, what's one tiny vote you can cast for your future self, right now, today?